welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. It is 2022, 4 days in, and I hope all is well. This is Live with Gres. My name is Gres. Thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Hit that notification bell, hit the subscribe button. It would mean a whole heck of a lot to me. And what you stumbled upon is a little bit of everything. I've made one of my goals, one of my promises to have this Live with Gres, which is like, I guess, a video cast or a podcast. Here's the plan ideally. Okay, to have this, to record this, be live either on in between Sunday to about a Tuesday, anywhere in between. That's why notification bell is means a lot. Thursday have an upload, and Sunday have an upload. So essentially, if all goes well, 3 videos: a video podcast and 2 regular videos. And what we do here, what we upload, what this channel is about: filming locations, pop culture topics, famous places, crime locations. It's slowly morphing into a little bit about the mob, about the mafia here in New York. Amusement parks, although I haven't done that in some time. Every once in a while I'll throw in a vlog type of a deal, and that's kind of what we do. This is what this channel is about. And this video cast podcast is pretty much about all that, in a nutshell, what the channel is about. A little bit about dad life, what I've done through the week, as it relates to being a dad and being a parent. So you have dad life, crime stories that have made their way, some quote unquote bits in here as well, and just chatting about hot topics. So we try to run this about an hour or so, and I would definitely appreciate it if you guys would hit the notification subscribe button. It'll mean a lot. Again, happy 2022, and thank you for coming aboard this ride with me. It means a lot. I do this for a hobby. I never claim to be a professional, so just keep that in mind as well. And we hope to keep these video cast podcasts to about an hour or so. Guess the story that I really kind of want to lead in with is just a real bummer. Real bummer. We heard about this in closing 2021. The passing of Betty White. Man, what a bummer. What a bummer. I remember just, they were doing a piece, and Betty White was on the TV about how she, would be celebrating her 100th birthday on January 17th, I believe. 100th birthday. And she just, we're going to have a big celebration, She was interviewed many of times recently. Key to longevity is eating a hot dog, if I remember correctly, and boom, and a beer. Giant kick, the old, just a giant kick right to the schnoz, and that's 2021 in a nutshell. And I'm sure a lot of people remember Betty White from. I remember Betty White growing up from the Golden Girls. But you know, her TV career was long and just miles long. There was Golden Palace, I remember as well. She also had a kind of not a character was on there, but not frequently. Mama's Family, I believe it was too. Um, she was on sitcoms for a very long time. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. She made guest appearances on wrestling and Tonight Show and all the nightly night talk circuits. She even, if I remember, and I don't know how true this is. I heard it somewhere, but I don't know how true it is. That when she was a guest on Saturday Night Live, and this was fairly, I don't know, fairly recent. Maybe the last time that she was a guest on Saturday Night Live, that she received a standing ovation, and that was one of the only person or one of the few people, I forget what exactly was the exact saying, that as a guest received a standing ovation. Also a humanitarian, also with the very very outspoken as far as pets go as well, and pet rights. Bob Barker also, when you think of pet rights rather, also comes to mind. But yeah, I mean, for me, Betty White was Golden Girls, and at first, because I think Golden Girls finished like in 92 or 93, somewhere around there. So in that time frame, when it's like 92, 93, you really don't appreciate it, because if you told someone as a kid that you watched Golden Girls in your class the next day, they're like, "What's too busy watching The Simpsons?" So I really I've watched. I know I watched Golden Girls while it was still being ran. That I could remember, but it was in reruns that I've came to appreciate it the most. I remember when it was on, at least here on the East Coast, it was right before, if you guys remember the show, Empty Nest. Empty Nest. Man, that Empty Nest, that show was boring. I don't know about Empty Nest. Sorry for any of you Empty Nest fans, but man, that show was boring. That show was boring. But you had just shy of 100. I believe B. Arthur was the oldest. Then it was Estelle Getty. Then it was Betty White, if I'm not mistaken, and then it was Rue McClanahan. Rue McClanahan, died young Estelle Getty, if you guys didn't know, I actually did post a video of her old hometown here in Oakland Gardens. But Estelle Getty, Sophia Petrillo, the character on Golden Girls, uh, she had to, that's she had to, with makeup she aged herself. She was actually younger than B. Arthur Dorothy, who played her daughter on the TV show. Little fun fact for you guys. But yeah, just a couple of things, and I don't know if I covered this or not. Um, but like I always like, and because again, you appreciate it as you get older, and I was a huge. When I say huge, I mean huge. A Golden Girls fan, and I noticed that there were a little. If you think about it, it'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. That there are a few discrepancies or things that don't make sense. Like, I guess plot problems, if you think about it, with Rose's character. Let me just go over maybe three or four of them with you, right? So you remember when they said that? Think back to the episode where she volunteers in a hospital, right? So Rose is volunteering in a hospital, and she told Sophia that she dislikes hospitals because of, I think it was like she said, because of germs. In one of those famous long-winded stories, you remember, you know what they are, St. Olaf out there in Minnesota with the sheep and the whole 9 yards. So one of those long-winded stories that were probably set in a kitchen, she explains that she hates hospitals so much that she holds her breath during the entirety of her visit to avoid breathing in germs. So she's a germaphobe, but in an episode, she volunteers in a hospital. Um, and she comes in contact with sick patients there all the time. And she is seen really as having no outward difficulty, taking care of them. So that's a plot, little twist there for you. Rose hated germs, hated hospitals, but worked in a hospital. How about that? So Rose's childhood too, if you think about it, right? Many of the stories back then, when she told on the TV show, they were inconsistent with each other. They even sometimes really contradict a previous story if you pay attention. Rose told Blanche that she never ever ever watched an episode of I Love Lucy because they never had a TV at home when she was a child. Okay. She grew up on a farm, Rose, so that seems very possible. However, though, when she's again telling another childhood story, she narrates a story about her childhood dog in St. Olaf risked its life by running back into their burning home to save their television. Right? So, which is it? Rose, big animal lover on the show, kind spirit. In turn, the animals also love her. Rose grew up on a farm with a pet pig, which is where she got her love of animals. She claims that she's allergic to cats, however, like in a kind of like a flashback episode. She is shown holding a cat and petting it. She also refuses to give up the cat, choosing to find a kind of a new apartment instead of giving up the animal. Nice job, Betty. We have Rose's name. I'll leave you with this. Rose married Charlie at a very young age, changing her name to Rose Nyland after the wedding. So, how did people? How did people from her past, who did not know that she changed her name, find her? Good question. This was, of course, a time before the widespread use of the internet, so it's not, possible that they checked online. And even if it was possible to find her through the phone book, um, her name would still have to be listed as Nyland. So how did her old boyfriend Buzz from St. Olaf and her go looking for a place to happen in Miami? Rose, what a great character. I'm at a loss of words for that character. But that is just like a few things that I noticed about the kind of like the inconsistencies. I don't know if it's an inconsistent. It might be inconsistency. It might be just me nitpicking. I'm sure. But again, rest in peace to the great Betty Wright, the great, um, great um, Rose Nyland. It was, as we're jumping around here, um, Christmas, since we last chit chatted, and with Christmas come presents, especially if you have a 5-year-old who is into presents and into toys, and his list with Santa is a mile long, and that's what happens. Santa, which especially since little man was on his best behavior, and the elf on the shelf had nothing but kind words to say. Little man got hooked up by the big man, Santa Claus. On that list, because I seen that list, and Santa did write back a list. He did write back a list to Little Man, which was he did that. That was nice of him. On that list, one of the one of the one of the um, toys that Little Man asked from the big man, Santa Claus, was micro machines. Yes, we all know micro machines, don't we, dads? Yes. Micro machines are, you have like this, it could be like a big camper truck or a fancy schmancy Corvette or a fancy schmancy Camaro You could have one of those. You've seen that. And then within that big car, because it's a fairly big car, comes a little city built within the car. Where the car opens up, it unfolds. Voila! What is that a word? Bam! There you go. A little city within that big car that you have there. Micro machines, small little cars, along with stickers and instructions. And little with the instructions, you have little pieces that become ramps. It could be a light pole. It could be a gas pump. It could be many things. Depends on the micro machine model. And well, again, when I say micro machine, we do not have to be really, um, we don't have to be wizards to know that it would be small stuff in there. So I am here to nominate officially, officially, micro machines, micro machines, as one of the worst toys to get. Because as you're putting the pieces together, and how many of us had to put all the toys together that first night? Oh, raise your hand. I'm sure you're raising your hand. I'm sure you're agreeing with me. Yes, we all know. We had to put said toy together, and it is an absolute pain in the behind. They are probably the worst toys where you put it in the hole and it just does not always fit properly, even if it's the first time that you're using it, that you're opening it, you know that you opened it, the kid didn't open it, kid didn't, so nothing is broken. You're looking at the instructions, and well, the instructions really don't have anything written in English. They just have pictures, and there you are trying to put it together. You finally get it right. It takes some time. Got to be honest with each other between the stickers and the putting things together in the micro machine. There you are. You give it to your boy. You're waiting for him to play with it because just about half an hour before, he was screaming at your head that he wanted to play with it. And there you put it together, not even playing with it, and moving on to the next toy. Um, the joy, the life of being um, a 5-year old, right? Just your job is to when you're 5, your job is to play, and that's what you have to do is play. So the micro machines are horrible, and I will officially also nominate. Um, we're going to nominate Mini Mart. Yes, the Mini Mart, specifically putting together the shelves and the shopping cart of the mini of the Mini Mart. And the purpose in getting the Mini Mart, I know my son is into the Mini Mart. He had a advent calendar that dealt with Um, I lost my train of thought there. Jeez, if I could rewind. Yeah. I think I was saying something about the toy. What was I saying? Something about the toy? Yeah, that it's on to the next toy, and he was enjoying himself um, greatly, enjoying himself greatly. Um, yeah, and we're gonna tell you that the mini mart is also up there with being one of the worst toys as far as annoying. Now, my kid loves it, which it makes me love it. Now, putting it together, it's a pain in the neck. We already have one mini mart, so now the question why you might be asking is, well, why did you install? Why did you get another mini mart that now you have to install, and then the shopping carts that you have to install are really annoying. And why do we go through all this? Well, because he had an advent calendar, and he got 25 new little um 25 new like lack of a better word. um Lost my train of thought. Yeah, so that's gonna be a doozy, a fun one, if we can make that happen. Now, another thing too that I wanted to get into 27, and that bear with me, folks, and that has to deal with now. Um, yeah, the mini bar, like I was saying, is the other bad toy because you have to put a shopping cart together. That's awaiting me. The only reason why I got it is I want to expand the mini mart because he has so many of the groceries that he needs to put on the shopping cart and onto the shelves. So that is what we have going on at this point right now. So obviously, again, I hope all is uh, all is well here. All right, let's see. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gerbils. We'll be right back. Small intermission. We'll get into a few other things here.
picture with bruises across her face and arms, a concussion, broken rib, fractured jaw, and back injuries. She was in a really, really dark place. She was physically wounded, she was mentally wounded, and she was emotionally destroyed. It was an attempt of murder. He was going to kill her, and the only thing that he didn't have was the time. It takes more than 2 weeks before police release the video of the attack, and Andrea is able to watch what happened. For 15 days, I didn't know how bad this was. When I saw what happened to me is when I understand that I need to say something, because this can't happen no more. After the video was released, I watched it with her. It just got me sick to my stomach. The video elicits outrage. The video of that brutal beating on Metro Blue where the victim attacked for no apparent reason. The video of what took place is disturbing. Andrea posts the video on social media, and as her friends help circulate it, it quickly goes viral. Once we put up the video, everyone started reaching out. I didn't know how to handle the situation because I never been with lawyers or police. I decided to start a GoFundMe page for Andrea because it was just unbearable for her. Adela's page raises more than $16,000 for Andrea's medical needs, therapy, and legal help. Adela, I think she's my idol. As she awaits King's next court date, Andrea has taken up boxing. She's also pursuing action against Miami-Dade County and the
And we are back. We are back from a short intermission. I hope everyone is doing well. And again, please hit that like button, subscribe button. It would mean a lot. Just to recharge our batteries. And night owls. We are night owls. I've actually been proud of myself, right? I was proud of myself for honestly not even falling asleep on New Year's. How about that? Right? That is good stuff. That is good stuff from your boy. Not falling asleep for New Year's, but before New Year, before the ball drop, and just being awake during the course of the week as well. That was a huge improvement for your buddy, your pal, your amigo, your compadre, Tom. Come on, give it up for me. We know. All right. All right. So, you're more than welcome to play along here. But what was a fact taught to you in school that has been disproven in your lifetime? Again, what was a fact that was taught to you in school that has been disproven in your lifetime? A couple of things. You won't have a calculator in your pockets at all times in real life. Right? How many times they said you won't have a calculator in your pocket at all in real life? Joke's on you, boomer. Look at this. phone, calculators. How about that politicians work for the people to represent their interests? Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Crouching down with a textbook covering your necks would keep you alive during a tornado. Crouching down again with a textbook covering your necks would keep you alive during a tornado. Again, we're talking about a fact taught to you in school that has been disproven in your lifetime. How about school being important for success? Is school really important for success? I've noticed, a lot of, a lot of people that are successful necessarily only went to high school. Some of them did not even finish high school, right? So, is that necessary for success? School is the best days of your life. How many times did you hear that growing up? I could think of a few other things that would be considered the best day of your life, but we are a G rated video cast podcast. We're going to keep that hush hush. I before E, except after C. Wait, hmm, how about poor planning on your part does not constitute emergency on mine? Poor planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. You've also heard, right? How many of you have heard that cracking your knuckles will give you arthritis? How many knuckle crackers do we have in the room? Will that give you arthritis? That common core math is brilliant. No. How about Columbus discovered America? What else can you guys think? How about algebra being important? No, sirree. No way is algebra that important. See, and that's the thing here. You just you carry it after a while because you haven't tested it yourself. No, at this point, do you plan on getting it? But a really crazy time that um, we are in. We are touching on a story that I wanted to share with you guys. Apart from makeup, breakup, wake up, seven up and look up. Which other up do you know? So again, play along at home. Apart from makeup, breakup, wake up, seven up, and look up. Which type of up do you know? About locked up, as in going to jail. Locked up. How about show up, take up, done up, what's up, what up, coughed up. So, apart from makeup, breakup, seven up, and look up, what's another up do you know? What's another up that you know? How about button it up? What's up? That's spelled WASS. Back up, walk up, you have grow up, blow up, show up, stand up, buttercup. If you don't show up on time and keep up with others, your employer might give you, your partner might break up with you, you might blow up your friendships and end up all alone. How about that? Don't forget, don't sleep on don't sleep because you don't want to. And again, great opportunity now to subscribe as it's a great day, a new year. This is live with Gres, trying to keep you entertained as we navigate through 2022 and try to figure out the complicated thing that is we call the world. Now, bit of advice for you as you guys start the new year. As you start the new year here. When your wife starts a sentence with, when you get a chance, just go ahead and start putting your shoes on. Honestly, she means now. She means now. So you might as well do yourself that favor and go for it. Welcome in advance. Name a old school word we don't use anymore. Name a old school word that we do not use anymore. Stoked, oy vey, jive, digit, let's broom, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Can she or he come outside and play? Digit, catty, wampus. I remember that old school word. No one uses that anymore. You wampus. Totally. For sure. Actually, I write. Write. I write totally very often like a dweeb. Totally. Rad. Did I do that? Props to Jaleel White Urkel. Old school word that we don't say anymore. Groovy. Gonna get bent. Top shelf. Yeah. Stoked. Yeah, yeah. Old school words and old school, my friends. Old school is cool. It's cool. Don't you, ever. Now, another thing here I wanted to ask you as friends and family of this podcast. And I know some of us are drivers, and some of us will soon be drivers. But I was wondering if anyone could tell me what this sign means. What does this sign mean? Yep. What does this sign mean? As drivers, come on. And I'll tell you what it means. It could be mean a couple of things. Low flying birds. It could even mean deliveries in the weir. What does that sign mean? Deliveries in the rear, possibly, or it could mean Pound Town. Good times ahead. Pipe laying ahead. My mustache is greater than yours. Wink, wink. Or designated parking area. Or a missionary up ahead for those in need of spiritual guidance. What does this sign mean? Missionary work. Or power driving in process. Slippery when wet. Slippery when wet. Drive hard and wet. Looks like the partial amputees are starting to get wild again, right? Oh boy. One more on our way out here. Or no for zooking in the streets, missionary open, plumber laying ahead. How about that? Next time you come across that sign, it can mean a variety of things, folks. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back definitely within the week. Look for those uploads. My end, try to do this consistent. It is a resolution. I hope all is well. And mahalo. Hope all is well, guys. Ciao. Mahalo.